Ah, YouTube, my fellow mouse freaks. Listen, you're curious? You're curious about this little guy, huh? Let's make this a little bit bigger, shall we? You're curious about this little guy? I love this little guy, alright? I'm gonna tell you about it. Tell you a lot about it. I was gonna review this mouse probably the day after I got it. I love this mouse so much. This is my favorite mouse of all time by far. Not even close. And I've tried a lot of mice off the top of my head. MPONS, wireless, the Rocket Gem Ninja, wired mouse, fucking Razer Abysses V2. What is that? Atlantis Mini, fucking dog shit mouse. I do not like. I'm not a fan of the hourglass shape. Speaking of which, Viper Mini, not really a fan, but I did use it for a long time. I use a lot of egg-shaped mice, a lot of Chinese ones, a lot of classic, Logitech ones. Oh, I've tried a lot of mice. I've tried the G Pro. I do not like that peanut shape. I like this tiny shape. So like I have maybe definitely above average like length hands, and probably like 20% usually when I match people or whatever. And this is what it looks like. So this is a fucking puny mouse. It's also like 20 grams or something crazy. It's like 30 grams. I don't know. It's really light. I thought I did not give a shit about that until I was using my MPONS wireless, and I'm like, holy shit. This is useless. It's so heavy. And when I swapped to this, everything is easier. It's just as simple as that, right? Everything became easier. I can use like a slower pad if I want some control, whatever, if the mouse feels too light. But let's get into the grip, the shape a little bit more in depth, some of the nuance, and the stuff that is making me recommend you guys not to get this, despite this being by far my favorite mouse. Let's go into my DMs with myself. So December 30th, this is when I took a bunch of pictures and I was like, let's make a review. This mouse is amazing. And I'm glad I didn't end up doing that because alright, so I just spammed a shit ton of pictures of like how I can hold it and how I feel comfortable holding it. And this is the first thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about the versatility. Hopefully I don't scroll too much, show you guys my weird DMs with myself, but you see, sometimes my finger will literally dangle off the edge, and I've got like this kind of deep pocket. It's touching my the palm of my hand. There's a lot of like beneficial, I don't know, a lot of really comfortable grips I can have with this mouse. This feels like probably the most versatile mouse I've ever held. And I used to think egg-shaped mice were versatile. I'm really glad my pinky has somewhere to go here. Really glad. So like this reminds me of the NPONS shape, where your pinky's definitely not left out, and it's definitely not like I feel like with the hourglass shape, my pinky is just jutting out, like jutting way out, and I'm just like, bro, chill. And with egg-shaped mice, I'm like, where is my pinky? It's down here somewhere, like really reaching. But with this mouse, it feels really comfortable. Similar to the MPONS with how it treats your pinky if you curl your fingers, I guess, a little bit more. And if you don't curl your fingers, let's look at it like that. Your pinky is still very comfy. So like my pinky is probably the most picky finger when it comes to shooting people, oddly enough. Pinky, as well as like, can I get contact here sometimes if I need it? Very much easily can, because this shape is weird, right? Look at this shape. From the bottom, it's very different from the top. I want you to notice that. The top is much more flat on the sides. The bottom is much more curvy. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on. Let me just show you a lot more grips that are just available, you know, depending on the game you're playing, depending on range and gun and all that stuff. I mean, it's really nice to have a mouse that your hand can just move around and not be slipping. To speak more about slipping, the grip on this thing definitely does not need grip tape. There's some coatings that I would say are just pathetic and you might want to consider grip tape. With this, it's just like you're chilling, you don't need to worry about it. It's kind of like this rough but smooth texture at the same time. It's hard to explain, but when you're grabbing it, it creates a lot of grip. When you're moving your fingers around it, it does not create a lot of grip because it requires a tiny bit of pressure, just that natural amount of pressure you don't realize. Alright, so looking for discomfort in our grips. I want you to just look for parts of my hands that look stressed and just see if you can find it. Like right here, very obviously a little bit stressed. Right here, a little bit pinched, a little bit stressed. It's kind of hard to tell when you're actually holding it like that. It feels very comfortable, but it is a little bit pinched there if you're going with this sort of like very forward, very thin grip. This is more of a, like, you know, self-explanatory. Just take a look. Very comfortable. Like all of these fingers are chilling. They are chilling, and I can move this mouse any direction I want. It's super light, super easy. One thing that's annoying is this skate size and shape. There's this little indent here. You can see it. It's a weird fucking shape for a weird flipping shape for a mouse, right? For these little skates, I'd rather have it just be flat and then you just lay skates on top and have it cover the barcode and stuff like that. But hey, it's not too big of a deal. I've just got dots on here and it feels great. Alright, anyways, I got to my weird notes, so we've gone too far. Anyways, just look at the relaxation, the variety, you know, the diversity in mouse grips. Look at that. And try to find the tension. It's pretty hard. It's a very comfy mouse, even with really big ass hands on a tiny mouse. So I really honestly, the more I talk about this mouse, the more I'm like, yeah, give it a try. It's not that expensive. It's not the most horrible thing. I think it's like $80 or less for a 4K mouse or 2K. I don't even remember. I don't even care that much about that. My apologies. But let's get into the part that is gonna change my mind. All right, because this morning I was not gonna make a mouse review, but I have to because I'm still full of this fucking annoyance. I sit here, I turn on my PC, I plug in my mouse, I go do my stuff, I let it charge up, and I come back, I unplug it, I plug it, I do like the routing thing. If you hold the front side button and the left mouse button, this is mirrored, for 4 seconds after unplugging the USB and then let go, plug it back in. It's supposed to reconnect it or something like that. It does not work 99% of the time. I'll get up, plug my shit in, do all that, and it just doesn't work for like 5 minutes. I have to like sit there and just mess with it and mess with it and mess with it and mess with this mouse just to get this little thing to work. So Keychron, you just made one of the best mice of all time. But you know, for a lot of people, it's just like just goated, hands down, easily. But fix your shit. This is pathetic. This is so sad. Amazing mouse, amazing in so many ways, different in so many ways. This is the most unique shape I've ever used. It looks really simple, but it feels really, really goddamn good. I wrote a lot of notes about this and just deleted them all because I'm like, fuck it, I'm not gonna do a review. But there's a lot of stuff I can go into, a lot of nuance that you're not gonna expect when you first get this mouse. For example, the slant of this is something I didn't think I would appreciate. But since the slant is at a let me try to get better words for this. Okay, so the slant is super flat around here where my fingers touch a lot. And this does something with like, I don't need to press down on the buttons to move this mouse very comfortably. And for some reason that's different from other mice that I've used, that I've listed off. It's completely different feeling where it just feels really secure. Not quite sure what that's about, but a lot of unexpected stuff. I like this hump also is quite nice compared with the jutting out corners that don't interfere with my pinky but can kind of work with my palm. There's a lot of good stuff about this mouse, a lot of just surprising stuff, really surprising, including this horrifying problem where I can't get it to work. I can't even plug it in. I can't even take this out and plug it in and have it just work. What happens is the clicks don't work. I can move all this, but probably 30% of the time that this happens, the clicks don't even work. So, you know, if I'm trying to like Google how to fix it, I can't even Google how to fix it. I just have to sit there and tinker with this stupid little piece of shit and get so frustrated. And oh, Dharma Shark, I hope your fingertip mouse is better than this is, because if it has more problems, I'm gonna be really sad. If the shape isn't, you know, not goated like this, I'm gonna be really sad. The shape is really nice. It's really different. Like, look at the here. You see how it's kind of like a TP shape, kind of like a cone? It's not so flat. The edges go definitely lower than the front of the clicks. It's interesting. I'm not quite sure how to put into words, but there's a lot of stuff about this mouse that sticks out. But yeah, I'm gonna cap it off. Try to send you guys the full level of frustration with waking up, charging this mouse, plugging it in, unplugging it in, pressing these buttons. I'm gonna tell you how to maybe do it more consistently. I'm getting better at it. But what I noticed, and I tried a lot of stuff, I would hold this, I would unplug the USB from my computer, unplug the micro USB, plug it back in, unplug it from here, do the rerouting thing, plug it back in, plug it in, do the rerouting thing while it's plugged in. I tried so much stupid stuff, but I did find one thing that works, or that works today. You know, it's always different, it's always some random shit, but so have it wireless like this, unplugged, and then hold on, unplug it from your PC. Don't unplug it from here. Unplug it from your PC. Unplug the USB from your PC. Hold these two buttons for 4 seconds, 4+ seconds, at least 4 seconds. Keep holding it. This is the annoying part. All the steps online that the company tells you to do, you'll try a bunch of variations of it, but how often are you just straight up holding these fucking buttons for 10 seconds, plugging stuff out, plugging it back in, and then boom, magically it works. That's what worked for me. So hold these for a long ass time, these two buttons, unplug it from your computer. Before you do that, hold the buttons, keep holding it, plug it in while you're still holding the buttons, and then if you're lucky, you can get on your computer. All right, so end of review, end of frustration, end of how happy I am with this. I guess people are probably curious about side buttons and stuff like that. I don't really care about side buttons. Probably not the right person to get a strong opinion about side buttons, but they've given me no problems and I like them a lot. And normally I don't care about side buttons, so maybe these are better than usual. You know, they're soft, I mean, people don't really like them soft. I just think they're really comfy and fast to click and convenient enough. Scroll wheel. I've had a lot of annoying scroll wheels and I'm happy with this one. It's grippy, it's easy to hit. It's really hard to press down on. Not really. It's okay. It's like a 5 out of 10. I wish I could compare it to something, but I don't know what I'm thinking of. Maybe NPO1 is really hard to press down, but yeah. Guys, this is it. Tell me what you think about this mouse. Tell me what you think about, you know, considering this mouse, like the stuff that's sticking out to you. Obviously, a lot of people are into it for the size. I think the shape is quite unique. I could probably have gone on for that for another 10 minutes, but I'm gonna leave you and leave you to it. Let me know. And yeah, good luck on your little mouse purchases. Peace.